Hello? Yes,
Hello, hello.
okay. Can you hear
GM.
us, Arthur?
Yes. GM,
Good.
GM.
So, 2 minutes more before we can start the discussion. So, the discussion will be more on Taglish lang tayo kasi I think majority na mga participants natin dito are Filipinos. So, let's talk about updates and of course some alpha and opportunities from Zeta Chain Filipino that they're already trying to promote. So we'll try to cascade it sa Filipino community, then tingnan natin kung ano yung mga avenues natin na pwede pasukan sa mga opportunities na to. Together with our, of course, co-hosts. So I'll just going to mention yung mga co-host natin, of course, invited speakers for tonight. So we have Sir Arthur, the co-founder of Davao DeFi Community. Welcome, sir.
Yan, GM, GM.
Okay, then we have Sir Chris, uh, who is a newly onboarded, I think, ambassador of Zeta Chain also from the Zeta Chain Filipino community. Welcome, sir.
Hello, GM guys. I'm Marix Gaming, aka Christ Marlon.
Okay, thank you for that. And Sir Tommy Chi, also a contributor and events lead for Davao DeFi community also.
Hello, GM, everyone.
And of course, last but not the least, Sir Ken, the very active community moderator and manager, also helping to manage the Zeta Chain Filipino community Telegram group. And of course, from Katropa also. Sir Ken, we cannot, hindi masyado marinig. Medyo mahina konti yung audio. Sige, I think we will be starting now. Yep, yan.
Okay na ba ta? Okay. Thank you.
So I think we'll be starting na and mag-fill in na lang yung mga papasok. So today, we'll be having our first AMA for Zeta Chain Filipino. The goal here is really to put Zeta Chain Filipino active for this year. It was a call from the Zeta Chain admin to really scale up and be able to reach communities. So communities from the Filipino sectors, including yung mga DeFi DGen natin dyan, yung mga NFT lovers natin dyan, of course, and yung mga community builders natin from different areas of the Philippines. So itatap natin sila and yung mga online session and Twitter space, dadamihan natin within the span of time and titingnan natin yung mga sentiments ng ating mga community members of what they want to do, no? So now in general context, titingnan natin kung ano yung pinaka-latest ng update ng Zeta Chain, but before that discussion, kunin mo natin yung mga sentiments ng ating speakers. So the basic question is, kumusta? Buhay pa ba sa current market situation? So pag-usapan natin, which is basically yung anong nangyayari at the latest sa industry natin and anong yung mga sentiments ng mga speakers natin. So let's start with Sir Chris. Kumusta po, sir? How's your sentiments towards market? Then saan ka naging busy building communities on your own local way?
Hello, GM guys. So, dinig ako, sir? Yes. So, yeah, I was sa market situation today. Hindi naman siguro hindi kasi ako naka-focus sa sa portfolio ko. So, I'm very busy today. This time sa pag-i-engage sa community, I'm currently culture ambassador of Zeta Chain. So more on active ako sa Discord. Kung nandun kayo sa Discord group ng Zeta Chain, I am very busy sa general channel, assisting the community there. And also in the past weeks I was very busy sa pag-join ng mga REL event ng Davao DeFi. Isa ako sa tumutulong na last previous nila ng mga events. So more on yung ginagawa ko talaga this time is nagbi-build ng ng community para para it will be drive more ng marami pang ma-onboard na kagaya ng mga baguhan sa mundo ng Web3. So yun po yung sentiments ko to, sir.
Nice. Thank you for the insight, Sir Chris. The good thing is, yun nga, sa sobrang busy mo nga traversing yung sa community building natin, so hindi ka na nakakapag, hindi mo na napapansin yung price and whatever market sentiments or chaos na nangyayari sa market natin, which is good thing kasi mas nakikita natin yung tamang approach and trajectory na dapat most of us will be eyeing, comparing that rather than yung nakafocus lang tayo sa price. Okay, thanks for that, Sir Rice. Let's proceed with Ma'am Tommy. On the perspective po as a contributor of Davao DeFi and having a lead role for an events lead sa mga ginagawang IRL ni DDC. So, kumusta po, Ma'am, with regards to that? And if ever meron kang interest on things, what's happening sa current market situation ng industry natin, you could share some insights also.
Hello sir, GM sa lahat po. Bale lately masyado pong busy, lalong-lalo na ang Davao DeFi community. Specifically ang kami na nasa organizing team kasi nga sunod-sunod yung mga events, ganyan. Bilang isang VIP contributor ng Zeta Chain, medyo hindi ko na siya na-check yung mga participation ko doon sa kanilang website, sa kanilang network, no? Medyo nag-lay low ako konti kasi nga na-busy ako dito sa aming sunod-sunod na event. But then, ngayon medyo nakaluwang, so kanina nag-check ako, then nagpatuloy ako doon sa mga task or mga yung mga dapat kong gawin doon. And then, hindi ko na rin po na-check yung aking mga socials. So, I think I need to yung tawag dito, yung babawi ako this time. So, I think that's all and thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for the insight, Ma'am Tommy. Yeah, totoo nga. You're still sobrang busy mo for building community tulad na nangyayari with Sir Chris. And the good thing, medyo nagkaroon ng detachment din sa pagmomonitor ng market natin, which is good in the site kasi minsan yung majority nga, if you're looking the market, nakakaroon talaga ng apekto din sa like for example, yung mga tinatawag natin na if ever market are good, so merong greed, of course market is hindi maganda, fear, yung gano'n na situation that might affect also kung ano yung ginagawa natin. So better align ourselves doon sa mga positive and very optimistic na pwede pang magawa as an individual, as a builder, as a community na would somehow give a positive insights pagdating ng time regardless of what market condition. Thanks for that, Ma'am Tommy. So I would like to hear then also with Sir Arthur, i-diretso na lang natin sa mga community builders which is very evident from Davao DeFi then. So sir, if can you share insights, ano ba yung tinatawag nyo na bakit sobrang busy kayo ngayon, ano yung ginagawa, ano yung mga alignment na would you think na is very important and malaking contributions sa pag-build ng community organically. Then in the long run, ano yung possible attributes na makukuha ng individual participants na pwedeng mag-join, mag-contribute or whatever na benefits indirectly na makukuha nila sa ginagawa nyo from time to time from DDC. Sir Arthur.
Hello. Yes, thank you sa question, no. With regards sa ginagawa namin sa DDC, ang pinaka-goal talaga natin is for awareness as well as yung onboarding ng people into the Web3 space kasi ang goal naman natin is for mass adoption. And yun nga, ang good thing din with regards sa Zeta Chain is nagiging way siya for kasi interoperability yung ano to, technology ni Zeta Chain. Nagiging additional siya na motivation or something na reason na madali ang onboarding sa blockchain due to its interoperability. And maybe it's not yet realized yung full function niya. But in the future, siya yung magiging ano to, driving factor kung gaano kabilis ang onboarding sa different chains. Like ngayon, katulad ng sa internet na hindi natin nalalaman kung ano yung technology na ginagamit when it comes to sending, calling, o kung ano-ano pa na ginagamit sa online, sa internet. Yan din yung mangyayari. Hindi natin malalaman kung ano yung may ginagawa natin yung kung ano yung applications na ginagamit natin sa blockchain, pero in the background hindi natin yung usual user or regular user hindi nila malalaman kung ano yung blockchain talaga behind. So um doon tayo papunta naman. Ang goal ng DDC, ng ginagawa natin sa DDC is somehow educating people sa kung ano yung ginagawa or nangyayari sa blockchain space. We are partnering with projects, pero yun nga, hindi necessary na parang maging Ethereum lang tayo, Zeta Chain lang tayo, or kahit ano pang parang nagiging isang blockchain na hindi kailangan na pag-away-awayan natin yung mga blockchain or ito mas maganda si blockchain na ganito or ganyan. Kasi we are still at the infant stage of the industry. Parang we are helping it grow. So ang goal talaga ng DDC is for it to, at least in our own little way, we can contribute sa growth ng Web3. And ang benefits ng mga nag-a-attend or nagjo-join ng community is first is yung education is at least kahit paunti-unti they will understand what blockchain is. And aside from that, they will be one of those na parang early adapters ng technology. And then ngayon nga, we are focusing on development. Yung mga attendees natin have the opportunity na mag-dig deep into the technology and maging developers, or not necessarily maging developers, but in a deeper level, they know what the technology is. And somehow, they can expound their knowledge about the technology is. And with that, mas makakatulong sila na makapaintindi ng ng mga tao about blockchain. Now, i-connect ko naman dito sa parang yung market natin is talagang red talaga, no? And yung Bitcoin parang less than 80k na. So, actually, sa amin sa DDC, parang hindi kami apektado kasi we are really focusing into tech. Yes, we have sa portfolio namin naging madugo talaga. Pero yun nga, if you are building and you believe in the tech and you know where the tech is going, parang okay lang na ganyan yung setup natin ngayon. Kasi kahit na I think yung history naman, meron talagang bababa, merong tataas na time. May times na babagsak yung market, may times na tataas. But if you're really in the tech and you know where it's going and you know what you are building, you're confident na kahit ano yung market condition, hindi ka talo. So, yun lang.
Nice, thank you for that insight, Sir Arthur. Yun nga, I think that's very true. Like for example, the best way of traversing nga sa industry na to na hindi ka driven by sentiments is really to look for avenue na merong stronger value. Like, yun nga, mag-focus ka sa community and ano yung mga track na ginagawa ng community. Thank you for sharing na yung ginagawa nyo nga is alignment to user awareness. At the same time, meron ding builders na concept to become a developer, a builder sa space, which is sobrang laking avenue of opportunity. Kasi nga, as we know, we can all agree that our industry is really new and we need more builders and users at hand. Okay, thank you for that insight. Okay, now I'll be asking Sir Ken, our speaker. So, Sir Ken, ano yung insight mo din? If you're like, for example, kumusta? How's navigating the space? Yun din, if you have interest in the market, ano yung sentiments na meron ka, and how was Katropa and other avenues na nag-i-engage ka? Ano yung traction at pinagkakaabalahan nyo so far up to date?
Good evening pala sa lahat. So yun nga, actually hindi rin ako tumitingin sa portfolio ko. Hindi ako naratingin ng chart. Kaya lang, since tambay ako sa Twitter space, so nakikita ko na, yun nga, talagang hindi nga maganda yung lagay ng market ngayon. So yun. So actually hindi naman ako affected masyado. Kasi more on my holdings is all about, tito, yung mga, yung may mga fundamentals talaga. So I know na magkakaroon siya ng bounce back soon. So yun, so inayaan ko lang sila. And if may time, magdi-DCA din ako. So hindi ko siya, parang ginagawa ko siya as opportunity para mag-hold ng more tokens na may potential. So yun na, so hindi ko siya masyadong iniintindi. And ang ginagawa ko lang naman is actually hindi naman ako masyadong focus sa Web3. Kasi meron akong Web2 job. So sa umaga, sa office ako. Then sa gabi, ayun. So doon ako sa mga Web3 jobs ko. So yun, meron ako ibang project sa Web3. So gumagawa ako ng content. And sa Katropa, ayun. So doon kami nag-engage kami doon. Then minsan may mga event kami. So last event, meron kaming event sa CoinEx. And yun, so if may time, parang hindi namin siya masyadong iniintindi. So nililibang namin sarili namin. So nagpapalaro kami sa Katropa. So usually yung game namin is more on bingo. Ganun. So yun. So ang ginagawa ko is nagbibuild ako ng portfolio. And yun lang. So hindi ako masyadong lumalapit sa chart.
Nice, okay. So isa yan sa mga portfolio na binibuild mo is yung, of course, yung sa community focus nga, centric. And I think I may say na yung reflection talaga ng market of what's really happening is just really a dynamic, tinatawag natin dynamic avenue ng isang market na currently baguhan pa. And of course, kasi nga majority are driven by sentiments. Minsan doon nangyayari yung mga tinatawag natin na problem that might arises na most of the time nagkakaroon ng discouragement from all of the normal participants. Kaya maganda na i-expose yung community really more on what we call on the builder side, either what platform, either what community, dyan ma-focus lahat. So thank you for that, Sir Ken. Now, the next question is with relevance to, like, for example, sa traction nga ng blockchain, and there are so many blockchain are comes out now, paiba-iba. Minsan nga hindi na natin matrack. Sir Chris, give us some insight why Zeta Chain is very significant sa realm ng blockchain. Ano ba ang trajectory and possibilities na maging part niya for the growth of the entire blockchain industry?
Yeah, thank you sa question, sir, no. So with regards to Zeta Chain, ang main talaga na functions ni Zeta Chain is to connect, no. Maging tulay siya, maging network siya to other chain na hindi magkaiba yung blockchain technology nila. For example, today, Zeta Chain were able to launch testnets. Marami siyang ginawang mga testnets to other blockchains like Avalanche, Solana, and even Ton, no, na ang mga EVM network and magkaiba yung kanilang technology is ginagawa ng way ni Zeta Chain to integrate, no, each other. So isa sa mga way niya is yung native assets, no, na Bitcoin is you will really receive a native assets directly from Bitcoin to Zeta Chain without wrapping. So yun yung pinaka best technology and first first na technology which is si Zeta Chain ang unang gumawa na natively you will receive a Bitcoin to it natively in a chain. So yun yung pinaka best way na ginawa, no. Yan yung isa sa technology na it will really disrupt, no, ang laking value will add to the ecosystem ng liquidity if Bitcoin will overflow papasok sa ganitong kasi easy na lang yung pag-transfer ng token to other network. So yan yung mga best example, no. When you go to Discord, no, na with Zeta Chain's announcement doon, ang daming mga new ang tawag dito, yung mga announcement nila with regards to the updates of Zeta Chain. So they are really bringing technology to all network. So yun yung pinaka the best na nangyari sa updates ngayon with Zeta Chain.
Okay, thank you, Sir Chris. So yun nga, I think Zeta Chain is really positioning itself parang isang layer siya na nag-handle ng multiple blockchain para ma-simplify lahat ng, like, for example, most common problem which are the UI, UX, and of course yung sabi mo yung liquidity problem na fragmented from most of the sovereign chain na nag-exist ngayon sa system natin. And the good thing then is majority of the discussion sa technical kasi ngayon is really about interrupt. So nakita na talaga ng industry evidently na isa sa mga problem talaga is interrupt. And personally, I experienced that kasi minsan yung, like, for example, you're transferring asset from different chain, minsan nalalock up ka kasi na max out mo pala yung asset mo, wala ka nang naiwan na panggas, so hindi ka na maka-proceed yung particular transaction. So sobrang hassle on a perspective of, like, for example, na medyo may experience na, how much more for newbie users. So yeah, I think yung point mo na Zeta is really pushing forward for the interoperability. Now, let's try to set an example for Ma'am Tomichi. Can you share us, like, your experience? I mean, Zeta Chain, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure if, I think mga 1 year plus na yung Zeta Chain nag-exist. So how was navigating with Zeta Chain, Ma'am Tommy, and what are the most common things that you do sa Zeta Chain network? Yung typical na ginagawa mo. Like, typical na ginagawa mo na nagagamit mo yung functions ng interoperability or na-highlight yung interoperability function sa daily things na ginagawa mo with regards to your, like for example, your asset or position. Can you share, Ma'am Tommy?
I think yung common na ginagawa ko na meron din naman sa iba or ginagawa ko yung task na yon same sa ibang platform o ibang network. Common yung yung staking and yung pag ang tawag dito, yung pag-bridge, yon. Ang one thing na nagustuhan ko talaga sa Zeta Chain is madali lang gawin yung bridging and then mas mura siya. Yung niya, yung gas fee ng bridging is mas mura siya. I-compare mo sa lalo-lalo na kapag yung asset na gusto mong i-bridge is yung Ethereum. Based kasi sa experience ko with other platform, medyo pricey kasi siya. Nung time na medyo mataas yung price ng Ethereum, kumuha ko ng konti dun sa asset ko, dun sa isa kong wallet. Nagbenta ako ng konti kasi need ko lang ng funds, no. Medyo talagang mataas yung fee, no. Yung kailangan ko siyang idaan sa ganitong platform para mag-convert and then i-transfer ko siya sa BNB. So yun, medyo mataas siya. Dito naman sa Zeta Chain, nung 'di ba meron ditong yung tinatawag na parang ipa-practice mo siya yung mag-transfer ka ng token from Zeta to other network, from Zeta to Ethereum. Yun, napansin ko lang na talagang mababa yung fee. Yun yung nagustuhan ko. And then yung staking din, nagsi-staking din ako dito sa Zeta Chain. Lahat ng mga naiipon ko na token na Zeta, nandito lang siya, hindi ko siya nilalabas. Nag-i-stake lang ako dito. And then, ano pa ba? Yun, so far, yun yung common na nasa iba. Kaya, para sa akin, kung same lang naman ng function sa ibang network, much better na dito na lang ako mag-focus sa Zeta Chain kasi nga parang hindi maganda yung masyado kang madaming fino-focus na mga network or platform. And then wala ka namang masyadong naging tawag dito yung expertise kung paano gawin, paano ba nagfa-function or ano ba yung mga products and services na isang network. So pumili lang ako ng mga at least 3 or 4 na parang dun lang ako naka-focus. Yun yung dun ako nag-participate para at least mas maintindihan ko ano ba talaga yung function or ano ba talaga yung mga services na ino-offer ng isang network or isang platform. So yun po.
Thank you, Ma'am Tommy, for sharing your experience. I think I can fully agree nga. Mahirap nga you're doing multiple, but most of the time we are compelled to do multiples kasi nga paiba-iba. Like for example, we have our favorite protocol on the other network, then dito din, so patawid-tawid. So habang we expand our reach, nagiging more complex na yung steps. So based on your share, nakita mo yun sa experience mo. I think based sa experience mo, medyo heavily engaged ka with Zeta and mas napili mo siya na ways on, like for example, participating kasi nga mura na mabilis at saka easy yung process of onboarding niya sa lahat ng mga applications na you're engaging. And I think it's very relevant on a Filipino context, yung tinatawag natin na we're very what we call aware on pricing. Kasi alam natin sa Filipino culture, every cent counts. So pag malaking binabayaran, sayang. Dapat tipirin natin as much as possible to the last count of our assets. So malaking bagay talaga if a particular network that supports most of the network that exists, then nagkakaroon pa ng easy onboarding and processes sa pag-participate, at saka nakakamura ka pa to the cent count doon sa tawag nito, sa mga assets or sa participations na ginagawa mo, kasi doon mo nababalue yung assets or yung value ng assets na pinapasok mo, hoping of course for getting a good yield and saving a lot for the transaction fees. So thank you for that, Ma'am Tommy. I-add ko lang, siguro based sa experience mo, you're already on the green na yung NFT mo, tama?
Oo, nasa green na talaga siya ngayon. Finally, talagang pinaghirapan ko siya, Sir Rubes, na abutin talaga yung green. Di rin siya madali, but nakatulong din naman siya sa akin kasi mas naintindihan ko na ngayon yung Zeta, at saka nakita ko rin na madali lang naman pala siyang gamitin yung ano nila, yung platform. Mabilis, tama yung sinabi mo kanina, mabilis, madaling gamitin. Yun, hindi lang kumbaga, aside sa naabot ko yung goal ko na maging green status, is mas naintindihan at mas naging madali na lang sa akin gawin kasi parang alam ko na siya paano gamitin, paano yun. So yun.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Tommy. Congratulations. Yun nga, nag green blood na yung NFT mo. Sa akin, silver pa rin. So now, let's try to ask yung isa sa mga, of course, very front-facing sa mga community and front-facing on qualifying projects based sa kanila, kasi nga, of course, they're very particular on the context of like being a front-facing like participant, Sir Ken. Mostly, ano ba yung mga bagay-bagay na most of the newbie users are trying to find pag pumapasok sila sa industry ng Web3? Like, yung ine-expect nila and some of the things na hindi nila ine-expect na could be some point of turn off, kumbaga, kung tingnan natin sa context.
Pa-repeat, sir, sorry. Pa-repeat po. Medyo may
Yeah,
dito.
kumbaga sa you as a community front-facing, mostly nakaka-engage ka from different applications, and on the other side, nakaka-engage ka din sa mga different users ng community mo. So sa mga baguhan, most of the newbies, ano ba yung mga things na gusto nila sa industry natin when they try to participate, and ano yung mga possible na things na hindi rin nila gusto when they're participating sa Web3?
Okay. So I think yung una muna, yung hindi mo na gusto, is yung complexity ng Web3. Diba? So yung mga transfer ng assets, yung mga conversion, yung mga bridging. So medyo mahirap siya pag bago ka. Diba? So kailangan mo pang manood ng YouTube. Like before, nag-YouTube din ako. Alamin mo kung ano yung DEX, yung mga MetaMask, yung mga DEX, pati yung mga SEX, yung mga centralized exchanges like Binance. So yun ang medyo mahirap pag newbie ka. So kailangan mo siyang gamayin lahat. Alamin mo kung ano yung smart yung contract address, kung paano mag-transfer, kung ano yung mga chain. So yun yung naging complex, yung naging problema ko nung bago pa ako sa Web3. Then sa ngayon, with Zeta Chain, so yun nga, dahil sa feature ng Zeta Chain yung interoperability niya, so pwede ka na makapag-cross-chain ng asset from different chains to another. Diba? So hindi mo na kailangan mag-bridge, hindi mo na kailangan pumunta ng SEX para ma-convert ang token mo. So mas madali, saka mas mura.
Okay, nice. So that's Sir Ken coming from community. Yan yung most of the time na naririnig mo, right, sa mga community members mo na commonly na nababanggit nila. And the good thing, yun yung nagiging options mo why you're like, for example, referring Zeta Chain as a ground-based network na minsan na-offer mo like a test or even an avenue for them to participate sa industry natin. So thank you for that, Sir Ken. Now, down to my last speaker is Arthur. With regards to like ito, parang narrative questions. Kasi nga sa sobrang ingay and daming discussion sa innovation ng industry on how do we move forward, kung single monolithic type of blockchain ba na network or composed of different type of network ba pulled together, or of course yung approach ba ng Interop, which is basically life and blood ng Zeta chain. So would you think that Interop would really prosper moving forward, or ito na ba ang magiging end game, or it's just a start na may possibilities na this would further innovate into a greater more innovation na would probably erase most of the problem and complexity na nangyayari sa atin, like for example the custody, the wrapping, the bridging, and the UI UX. Kasi nga we're really trying to achieve mass adoption. When you say mass adoption, may possibilities na nandyan yung lolo, lola, tita, and lahat ng mga relatives. So what do you think, sir? Yung we're being optimistic na mangyayari, si Zeta Chain na ba yung endgame, or there could be other possibilities na, of course, hindi niya monopoly yung innovation and other can span out and iterate out from it. So do you have some insights, Sir Arthur, for that?
Yes, I think gawin ko yan sa kukunin ko yung example when you're buying something dun sa mga fast food chains. Like pagpupunta ako sa isang fast food chain, pwede ako magbayad ng GCash, pwede ako magbayad ng kahit anong credit card or debit card ba ang gamit, or kahit na anong like Paymaya, anong online account. So sa internet banking parang yun yung nagiging default. Parang ang mga mga vendors are using technology na kahit anong account, anong bangko yung gamit mo, anong mode of payment yung gagamitin mo, they can accept. And I think doon din patungo yung industry natin. Kasi if not, magkakaroon talaga ng challenge when it comes to adoption. Like if ako kailangan kong gumamit ng Ethereum, kailangan kong gumamit ng Binance, kailangan kong gumamit ng Solana, ng Avax, iba-iba, kailangan ko pang mag-create ng iba-ibang account doon in the future. Like sa ngayon, good thing lang nga ngayon is meron ng yung mga wallets natin are iterating. And makikita natin na yung development sa space is really towards interoperability. And good thing, itong si Zeta Chain is innate sa kanya yung interoperability. And for me also, this is just the beginning. Kasi yun nga, yung sabi ko kanina, a normal user wouldn't know what blockchain he is using as long as he is able to use the technology. Ano bang gamit niya, ano bang purpose doon is yun yung gagamitan niya. So, yes, we are still in early adoption, but yung trajectory ng development is really towards interoperability talaga. Kasi siya yung nagiging hindrance or nagiging bottleneck when it comes to onboarding people into the Web3 space. So, at sa ngayon, ang nakikitang challenge ni Davo DeFi, I will be talking about Davo DeFi na naman, is yung developers. So, kailangan ng for the Web3 space to progress is kailangan marami yung nagde-develop. But of course, developers should also be ano to kaning building into the right direction. So sa Davao DeFi, we are partnering with different projects para maka-onboard ng developers. Sa ngayon, yung track natin is Solidity because yun yung pinaka-easy na developer yung language na Web3 yung sa developers language para parang to onboard developers mas madali yung Solidity, but after that upon yung track kasi natin is they just have to understand what Web3 development is, how it should be done, and then they can adapt to other language, Solana, Rust, Move, at saka ano-ano pang language, which is still geared towards interoperability. So Zeta Chain is positioning is in the right track, positioning in the right position dito sa mass adoption ng Web3.
Yeah, fully agree. I think kung titingnan natin sa builder side, I think Zeta Chain has in it of a smart contract na parang multi-chain or agnostic siya. So he able to read messages, network messaging from different networks. Gaya ng nung naging layer niya is si Ethereum, Polygon, and of course, yung nakaka-amaze nga, yung native Bitcoin. So, it's the first time na isang POS chain has a native direct Bitcoin asset going to Zeta Chain para ipaparticipate mo siya sa any DeFi Legos na pwede mong nakitaan mo na you could probably generate yield or magbibigay ng value on your side. So, yun nga, malaking ways of avenue na what Zeta Chain is trying to push. It might not be the end game. Meron pang lalabas na iteration nito, but of course, it's a good start for everyone. And I think, yun nga, nagiging point of discussion na siya sa lahat ng mga network ngayon. Yung interrupt kung gaano siya ka-importante on how we progress on this industry. So thank you so much for your insight, guys. Now I'm down to the last question. So let's try to point this specific to speakers. I'll start with Sir Chris, which is of course nasa Zeta Chain na siya, fully onboarded, and he's a window of community building din. Curious na ako, Sir Chris, bakit green yung Zeta Chain? Up only lang ba siya?
Yeah, no. Possible, no. Ay, yan talaga yung when you say green kasi, it's really a very nice color with regards to being green, no. A go signal kasi yan para sa lahat ng So for me, in the context of me, no, as being a culture ambassador, I am really into it na sana marami pang kagaya ko na into Web3 space na go rin, no, to become a ambassador of projects, no. So I'm really hoping na marami din mag-apply, no. Actually, Zeta Chain is onboarding ambassadors in the space. So may announcement doon si Zeta Chain sa Discord na kung sino yung gusto maging ambassador, you will be welcome, no. Mag-apply lang kayo doon sa form, and surely, no, if you are really active in the community by building, contributing kahit na ano yung gawin mo sa space na related sa palaganap ng interoperability with regards to Zeta Chain's technology, sure yan, no, ma-acknowledge kayo ng Zeta Chain, no. Isa yan, no, sa mga portfolio nyo para ma-onboard, no, sa pagiging ambassador. So that's a good, no, na attitude, yung pagiging active natin sa community, pagiging green natin sa lahat ng bagay, no? Hindi lang yung sa sentiment lang sa market yung titingnan natin, but also yung technology behind the projects na ating sinusundan. So in regards to education, let's educate also ourselves, no? Para maging onboarded tayo, no, sa lahat, no, ng aspect ng Web3. So learning while being ambassadorship is very relevant to me, no, kasi ang dami kong din natutunan being ambassador ng Zeta Chain. So it's really nice na naging isa siya sa part ng portfolio ko, kasi I was able to engage with the community, yung anong tawag dito, yung pagiging pagkamahiyain ko dati is biglang nawala, no, kasi nga I need to represent the project, no. So it's very nice avenue for us all na maging development in ourselves also, no. Isa 'yun sa mga big achievement. So kaya nga hindi ako affected sa market, kasi 'yun yung tinitingnan ko ngayon, building my portfolio and building my reputation in the space, kasi yun yung maganda, yung reputation mo sa space na may maganda kang na-contribute with regards to Web3. So kasi yung mga projects ngayon, yun yung mga tinitingnan nila, yung portfolio mo, kung gaano ano yung na contribute mo sa space, at kung ano yung pwede mo pang ma-contribute, no? So yun actually ang in-encourage ko kayong lahat na nandito na pumunta kayo sa Discord channel ng Zeta Chain, maging active kayo sa general chat. Nandun ako parati, tumitingin ako, nagre-response ako doon. I'm really active responding doon sa general chat ng Zeta Chain. Sa announcement naman, doon naman nakalagay yung form kung gusto niyo ma-onboard to become an ambassador ng Zeta Chain. So Zeta Chain is really looking into it, no? So yun po, sir.
Nice. Thank you for that insight, Sir Chris. Yung process ng onboarding mo nga from community builder, then napasok ka sa Zeta Chain. Now, if I may ask, is Zeta Chain or Zeta yung token niya, yung governance token, is already listed in the Philippine Avenue? Meron na ba tayong mga local listing ng Zeta dito?
Yes, we are already listed in coins.ph. So isa sa pinaka-reputable natin dito sa Pinas, which is accredited by Bangko Sentral and SEC, Security Exchange, no? So nandun na si Zeta Chain, at actually today, so Zeta Chain are announcing is nasa voting list siya ng Binance. So we are encouraging you all na mag-vote, kasi Zeta Chain is isa sa mga alpha na napili, na isa sa mga project na nakitaan nila with their research, na si Zeta Chain is really a good project. So pag na-list naman talaga kay Binance is deep yung mga research ng mga researcher nila. So Zeta Chain is one of it. So if you are in Binance, may account kayo at you have 0.01 BNB, you are eligible po to vote Zeta Chain. So ni-encourage ko kayong lahat na mag-vote. Today is the last day of voting, so you are welcome to vote po sa Zeta Chain.
Nice. Hindi ko sure kung meron pa ba akong Binance. Meron pa pala, naka-VPN lang. So I think outside from the context of yung nga, may regulatory navigation pa na ginagawa si Binance to be relevant sa Philippine market. So yung mga nakaka-access at merong extra BNB dyan, your vote will be counted. Kasi nga alam natin na to be listed sa Binance, hindi naman siya in the context of yung tinatawag natin na magpa-pump kasi papasok siya sa Binance. I think on the other side of the context is parang mas lalalim pa ang liquidity ni Zeta. So more liquid, more market efficiency siya sa in the general. Kasi nga Binance has a very deep liquidity, so pag malist si Zeta doon, makaiiwas na tayo sa mga slippage and other things na inefficient trading na makukuha natin. If you will be holding Zeta, nakitaan mo siya ng relevance of course, on your portfolio. Pero NFT tayo dyan. NFA pala, not a financial advice. Okay, now, Ma'am Tommy, I want to hear this kasi alam ko you're a pharmacist by profession. Then kung titingnan mo, dito ma-emphasize natin yung tinatawag na how far a Web3 or a project nakaka-reach siya. So dito, we could solidify na kahit anong klase ka pala, you're not tech relevant na person, you can fully still learn and engage with particular project, like for example Zeta Chain. So my question is, what would be your advice for other people who want to probably engage with Zeta Chain as a newbie, or even yung mga hindi na newbie na they could add up to their tawag na to, interest na they would come to Zeta Chain for the context of interoperability and usability. Meron kang ma-contribute or advice for that, Ma'am Tommy?
Siguro ang ma-advise ko lang, sir, no, sa Zeta is, 'di ba, kadalasan lalo na yung mga matagal nang naka-onboard sa Web3, sa nakikita ko kasi, most of them, they do not focus on the technology of Web3. They focus on the what you call this, the investment side, or kung makakuha sila ng mga airdrop, ganyan. So, yun talaga yung majority. Majority ng mga active or onboard ngayon sa Web3 is doon talaga sila nakafocus. Ngayon, ang ma-advise ko lang regarding sa Zeta is, since yung ano ni Zeta is, andyan na kasi lahat eh. It connects different networks. So, I advise to try the Zeta, try to bridge, and try to stake there para para sa akin kasi mas naka-learn kasi talaga ako dun sa Zeta eh. Kasi based sa aking experience dun sa other protocol or sa other network, medyo mahirap siya, no, lalo sa akin na non-tech kasi, no. Gaya nga ng sabi kanina ni Sir, sino ba yung nagsabi kanina na as parang yung sa mga baguhan, talagang ang hirap yung paano mo yung paggawa ng wallet, tapos matatakot ka pa kung hindi nag-appear yung token mo dun sa wallet kasi nga hindi mo naman naintindihan. So, si Zeta, I think it's a good avenue especially for yung mga beginner kasi madali lang talaga siya. Hindi mo na kailangan i-save yung ganitong website ng isang bridging site. Hindi mo na siya kailangang i-bookmarks kasi andun na kasi, one click away lang talaga siya sa lahat, from bridging to yung staking, ay meron ding mga games, ganyan. So, aside from that, while participating in Zeta Chain, makakakuha ka rin ng outright din na mga, yung tawag nito, meron silang binibigay na outright na na parang rewards, yun. May binibigay sila na outright na rewards, and yung rewards na yun, magagamit mo yun as pang gas fee. But anyway, sobrang baba lang naman din ng gas fee, like 0.00 something lang. So it's very negligible din, yung like cents lang talaga siya. So, yun, aside sa try mo yung participate ka doon ng mga bridging, kahit meron ka lang 1 Zeta, magkano lang naman yun siya, then makakakuha ka ng rewards outright pag ginawa mo yung parang task na yun, or yung parang ano bang tawag dyan, basta yun. So yun, it's a good venue talaga para sa mga baguhan, lalo na mas madali gawin yung mga complicated sa ibang network. Hindi naman ako biased, no, pero yun lang talaga yung na-observe ko. Kaya nagustuhan ko si Zeta. Yun.
Okay. So personal experience talaga, Ma'am Tommy. So based on your engagement sa Zeta itself from the core to the application until to the onboarding. So thank you for sharing your sentiment on that. Now, Sir Ken, on the perspective of a community, like for example, Katropa, then yun nga, ikaw yung front-facing, how do you basically qualify a project? Kasi on the context sa ganyan, medyo malaking rule din siya. Kasi like for example, if you qualify a project, definitely nakikita yun ng community mo. And if you would not be able to select the right project, that could turn into a burden din. Kasi nga madami ang mako-cover. Like for example, if ever na they would follow. So how do you basically qualify a project na you would be confident enough na to pursue it on the context niya yung sa'yo by itself or at saka mare-refer mo sa community, and does Zeta Chain qualify on that metrics na ginagawa mo, if you can share?
Yes, sir. Okay, actually, first of all, ang check ko is yung social media. Kung active ba sila, meron ba silang magandang following members, and syempre kung ano yung goal nila sa community, sa Web2 space. Then yung mga kailang community. So yun yung check ko kung ano yun yung priority ko sa pag-qualify ng mga project. And for Zeta Chain, yes, talaga nare-recommend ko yung Zeta Chain. So siya yung nabibridge siya yung nag-aalis ng complexity sa Web2 space. So parang siya yung all-in-one platform. So parang ginagawa niyang simple lahat. Yung parang ginagawa niyang nag-iisa niya yung buong Web2 space. So yung di ba yung Web2 kasi ngayon puno-puno na ng iba't ibang blockchain. So siya yung gumagawa, siya yung nag-act as bridge para doon. So I think mara-recommend ko sa mga member para mas magamit na yung Zeta Chain is pwede lang i-navigate yung Zeta Chain Hub. Di ba? So doon, pwede lang matry lahat. Di ba? Ito mo yung staking, kung paano mag-vote. So yun yung pinaka-best avenue para matuto sila ng Web3 through Zeta Chain Hub.
Okay, thank you for that. So basically, Sir Ken, I can say, or we can say na you're participating also directly from Zeta Chain, right? Tama po?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so basically na-qualify nga ni Sir Ken, no? Based doon sa mga metrics ng qualification na if ever a project is legit and meron siyang tinatawag natin na traction na mangyayari, and of course yung viability niya ng product niya. Kasi mostly talaga sa akin din, on my personal take, I really do focus on yung sa product talaga. If a project offers a product, then directly behind it, meron na talagang mangyayaring like even yung tinatawag natin na evolving economy that would generate tinatawag natin na mga yields, income na could flow directly to the participants. Hindi yung typical na you're just selling token and you print it out of thin air, which is most commonly nangyayari ngayon. So thank you for that insight, Sir Ken. Now, Sir Arthur, the finale. So, like sa'yo, on what note, ano yung things na would drive you to recommend Zeta Chain based on your experience, based on the narrative, and based on the tech aspect? And sa tingin mo, there's a greater upside beyond this tawag na to, trajectory that would benefit all levels, expert, mid, to newbie, to community builders, to community itself, and even to other parallel networks that would somehow be embedded eventually sa Zeta Chain. Kasi kung titingnan natin, meron ng native Bitcoin, meron na si Ethereum, meron na si Polygon. They added Base, they added Arbitrum, nandun na din si Aptos, si Sui, si Solana, si Ton, and yun, hindi ko na matrack kung ano pa yung i-add, but I think with that trajectory, they will be adding everything sa tingin ko in due time. So how bullish are you with what Zeta Chain are doing, Sir Arthur?
Ayan. Ito not financial advice to. Kasi 'di ba parang
Wag mo lang i-context sa price, i-context mo sa
yeah, pero baka magiging basehan niyo to when na mag-invest as a Zeta Chain. But yun nga, of course naman ang goal naman talaga natin is for Web3 adoption. And why I am believing into Zeta Chain is of course because of the tech. Sa sinabi mo nga kanina, Sir Rubes, they are onboarding as many asset as possible. So first, let's go with the newbie. If you go into the Zeta Hub, makikita mo talaga na parang all yung sa platform mismo, ano yung mga kailangan mo is when you are navigating dun sa Web3, nandun na. Parang sa isang network, meron silang platform kung saan ka magsi-stake, mache-check mo yung portfolio mo, pero that's limited only into just one network, like sa Ethereum network or sa Cosmos or sa Solana. Yung platform is limited. Now, when you go into the Zeta chain, kahit na like pupunta tayo dun sa holdings, kahit na nasa ibang ibang network siya, automatic no makikita mo kung ano yung holdings mo sa specific chain. So, kahit sa Ethereum, meron kang asset doon, sa Binance, sa Solana, meron kayong mga asset, makikita mo in just one platform. So, it's really good for newbie kasi automatic mayroon kayong idea of what Zeta chain I mean of your portfolio, yung kabuuan ng yung portfolio. So that's for the newbie. For me naman na nagde-DeFi, ayan. Madali siya because yung like for example, makikita mo kung saan nakalagay yung mga asset mo, saan ka naka-pool, 'di ba? So basically ang once na yung mga asset is being onboarded into a platform, magkakaroon siya magkakaroon ng deep liquidity for all. So, ang mangyayari once na deep yung liquidity, ito sa DeFi na narrative to once na deep yung liquidity, mas yung changes, yung volatility ng mga assets is hindi masyadong mataas. So ito yung magiging isang advantage ng multi-chain kasi kahit saang platform naka-stake yung mga assets nyo is mako-consider siya ni Zeta Chain at when you are trying to swap yung mga assets is kino-consolidate niya yung lahat ng liquidity na connected to it. At ang mangyayari is parang ina-average niya at yun yung value ng token at the moment. So well, of course I think Sir Rubes, yung value ng assets is still feeds by oracles sa Zeta chain.
Yes.
Yeah, pero ang good thing is that when you are swapping, binibase ni Zeta chain yung parang sa less yung volatility. Hindi ko ma-explain ng todo pero the gist is that mas safer ang ginagawa mo, the deeper the liquidity doon sa isang platform na ginagamit mo is mas less yung volatility na mangyayari when you are trying to trade.
Mhm.
And for advanced level naman, for those who wants to build, well, if you are building something on top of blockchain technology, mas madali siya if you are building it in just one platform. So kasi pag you build something na innate na sa kanya, or parang sa tech niya na mismo is already multi-chain, mas madali mo siyang i-integrate to other existing na mga applications. So if you are you are building something dito building a DeFi platform sa Zeta Chain, you can integrate it to Uniswap in Ethereum or some other platform, sa Solana ba ngayon, o kung saan pa. If ever Zeta Chain will be able to connect or achieve sa kung ano yung gusto niya or sa future. So for advanced users na gustong mag-build sa Web3 space, Zeta Chain would be a great platform to build on. So ayun, but again, I would like you to do your own research, before going into investments. Kasi, and again, I mean, remind lang natin na when you are investing, you should invest yung mga funds lang na kaya nyong mawala. Kasi yun yung sa financial literacy is kailangan mo talagang i-regulate yung mga investment mo para naman maprotektahan mo talaga ang overall assets. So, yun lang, Sir Rubes.
Okay, thank you for that, Sir Arthur, for specifying. Yun nga, malaking bagay talaga yung tinatawag natin na consolidation ng liquidity, kasi kahit sino, I think everyone is aware na kahit cents, or like for example, the context of local currency natin, kahit piso, yung nawawala during the exchange, malaking bagay na yan if you're doing like for example exchange for large amount of funds. Hindi yan nakikita pero it piles up along the way. So I think maganda yung concentrated liquidity talaga para maging efficient. 1:1. Hindi tayo na tinatawag yan yung mga front run and sandwich attack, which is of course part siya ng tech na ginagawa ni Zeta Chain. And it comes to yun nga na-mention ni Sir Arthur, yung builder side, malaking bagay din na isang smart contract deployment lang from multiple chain, kasi it would add up cost din. Like you build sa Base, build sa Ethereum. So every deployment, at saka yung like for example, if you have token allocation, so i-divide mo yung token allocation mo per Base. So hindi masyado magiging efficient yun kasi of course, yung depth ng liquidity mo would somehow be correlating dun sa supply na i-divide mo. So malaking bagay to concentrate as one, which is Zeta Chain is trying to propose. So maraming salamat guys for the insight. So we have here Ma'am Tommy, contributor from DDC, Sir Ken from Katropa, Sir Arthur, co-founder of the DeFi community, Sir Chris, thank you also. Yun nga, onboarded na siya as ambassador for Zeta Chain. And of course, to our listener, meron tayong mga notable listener dito. Nandito si Sir Peter, who is also an OG community builder. Si Mysterio Trader din nandito, which is I think green-blooded din ito. I think sobrang immersive ito sa Zeta Chain. And proponent din siya helping the community. Ma'am Yuko from Dabo DeFi, Sir Juris, co-founder from Dabo DeFi, and the rest of yung mga participants natin. Thank you so much guys for attending this. We'll be having a series of frequent community discussions. Open kami sa topic na ano yung gusto nyo i-discuss, i-brought out, ano yung pwede natin pag-usapan, na we could probably get the answer through collective from our, like for example, yung mga guest speakers natin na meron silang sari-sariling insight. And of course, we can say na we survived because of the network chaos. Alam naman natin, everyone, even though you're here for the tech, makikita mo talaga yon. So, I may say sa akin, on my own perspective, chaos is an opportunity always. So, opportunity for us to double down furthermore on yung mga dapat na gawin natin to expand the industry. Alam naman natin, everyone is aware na hindi na ito mawawala. Nandito na to. In-accept na nga ng Wall Street eh. So, meron na tayong, we've been preaching that for how many years na maging relevant tayo sa Wall Street. Yung yun is, ngayon, na-accept na nila. Ngayon pa ba tayo magkakaroon ng doubt in the sense? So, let's front run everything na pwede pang gawin for the community and to get to onboard din Filipino builders, Filipino users kasi very relevant din tayo. And I think on the context of the Philippines, we're really growing. And one thing for sure, Zeta Chain will be supporting. If ever meron pala kayong mga initiatives, let us know. DM nyo si Sir Marex Gaming. And of course, yung mga contributor dito din, yung mga VIP. Let us know kasi I think Zeta Chain Filipino and Zeta Chain admin itself wants to double down this year to put green narrative dito sa Pilipinas in the context of interoperability and of course establishing a universal blockchain concept para sa mga Pinoy. So thank you guys for your time. It was truly an engaging discussion. Simula pa lang yan and hoping for another set of discussion with your yung mga ideas nyo na pwede nyo i-print in. So thank you again. Good luck and God bless. Good evening everyone. Bye for now.